Hey there, this is Aaron Despain, and I wanted to give you just a brief introduction or tour of the finance site that you use with this course. So this is the MyLab online learning site through Pearson. A couple ways to get there. You can go to www.pearsonmylabandmastering.com, or the shortcut address is just myfinancelab.com. So when you log into the course, this is the home page that you'll see, and it does have just kind of some brief items here, such as assignments that are coming due. You're not going to see, of course, the instructor tools, but everything else, as far as items on the left-hand side here, you should be able to see. And what I want to do is just go through a couple of them with you, so you can get acclimated quickly. Since this is where you'll do the vast majority of your homework, assignments, quizzes, and exams. So you'll have a few things to do in my courses, such as discussion posts. There are some, or will be some Excel-based assignments that you'll submit to a Dropbox in my courses, and there could be some other items too that we add in the future. But this is where you'll do the vast majority of the assignments in the course. So to get into a chapter homework assignment or quiz, what you're going to use is just the assignments link here. And this is where you can see all assignments listed, or you can filter it to just homework, or you can filter to just a quiz or exam. Now, these due dates here are obviously from a previous course, so they have not been updated to your course dates. And since the course is over, it's going to show all the different quizzes for the course and all the different homework assignments. So just know that when you log in for the first time, you're not going to see most likely every assignment for the entire course right away. We typically have them open up every week or two so that you're not kind of overwhelmed with all of the assignments here. So for example, when you log in the first time in week 1 or prior to week 1, you most likely will just see the assignments that are due in week 1. So they will open up, or more assignments will open up as you go. Just make sure to reference the assignment schedule and due dates document that's in my courses that has the complete list of assignments and their due dates, so that you can make sure you stay on top of the workload. You'll notice too, when we go to the quiz site, so quizzes and exams will kind of look like this as far as when they become available. Down towards the bottom here, there are some sample tests and quizzes that you can also do. Again, this doesn't affect your grade or anything, but just some extra repetition you can get with the material. And most of the menus here have things for all the chapters. You know, we're going to cover 10 of the chapters, not going to cover them all, but there are resource materials here for the entire textbook. Okay, so that's the assignment menu. And we'll skip over the study plan menu for now. We'll come back to that so I can spend a little bit more time on that. But the results menu here is where you will see or be able to review all of your homework or quizzes or exams that have been completed, and you want to just review your results. So you can't, of course, change any of the answers or anything from this menu, but this is primarily where you'll come after the due dates to review your work, especially if you're studying for an exam. The Pearson e-text, so this is just an electronic copy of the textbook. So it's, again, the entire textbook, so you have access to all the pages just like you would the physical textbook. So this is nice in case you don't have your regular textbook with you, if you're traveling or for whatever reason you need access to some pages or to be able to read. You've got access electronically as well. And in the multimedia library, this is some additional tools such as videos that are really helpful, and animations, some extra stuff here. But you can filter by chapter or chapter section. And for example, if you look at the videos, we used to assign videos. We don't any longer, just because most people would just click on them and click off, so it didn't really do any good. But at any rate, these are broken down by chapter, and so there are some actually really useful, really helpful videos in here. For example, there are some time value of money videos here that you can look at. Again, you'll see that there's videos for every single chapter, even though we're not going to cover all those chapters. Okay, you'll notice that the financial calculator menu is still available. That's also available in the homework problems or study plan problems that you work. Financial calculator is obviously one way that you can work time value of money problems, and you'll see them worked both ways in the textbook examples, financial calculator and Excel. But Excel is really what we teach to in this course, because Excel is going to be much faster to complete problems than the calculator will be. And you'll need to be efficient with completing problems, especially when it comes for exam time. And if you are a novice or a beginning Excel user, or really any level below what you would think of yourself as being very proficient or expert level, there is a module in my courses with a number of really good videos, some videos I've created as well, that will help you become a proficient user for this course. So the big thing is just to not be scared to use Excel. And if you can learn the financial calculator, then you can certainly learn Excel. And when it comes to problems or chapters beyond time value of money, so beyond chapter 5, when we start getting into capital budgeting and other things like that, where we're working net present value and internal rate of return problems, those can be done on the calculator, but they're going to be done much more efficiently on via Excel. So with the financial calculator, it's harder to see all of your inputs when you're working long problems, whereas with Excel, everything is right there, easy to view. And again, just don't be timid or shy about jumping into Excel and learning it. Utilize the videos that are in my courses because they're helpful. And we will use, or if you do take finance courses at SBC outside of this course, you're going to use Excel again. You're going to use it for pretty much most of the finance courses. And so it's good to force yourself to start using it now if you're not, or if you haven't really used Excel much in the past. So anyway, that's my speech about Excel. A couple of other things. We've got the dynamic study modules. So dynamic study modules, I won't open it right now, just save a little bit of time, but you'll see, because you have these assigned to you as homework, you don't get specific grades assigned for completing them, but what they do is they open up the access to the quizzes for the particular chapter that you're working on. So for example, you will work a study module assignment for each chapter, chapter 1, let's say. Once you score or complete at least 80% or better on that particular study module, it will then allow or open up access to be able to take the quiz for that chapter, for chapter 1 in this case. So successfully completing the study module, dynamic study module, at least 80% or better, really also contributes to your quiz score, kind of bundled with that. So you will see what these will bring as far as a resource goes when you start working through them, but they are just brief sets of questions that are asked in different ways to help just kind of reiterate the most important concepts of the chapter. So they're kind of presented in quiz type form. And again, it's just along with the reading of the textbook, a way to reinforce the major concepts, and it will certainly improve your quiz scores as well. Okay, and then the last thing I'll mention is the study plan. So this is an area of the lab that is really very important for a lot of students. This is where you can see all of the homework questions, really all the textbook questions that are, or all the questions that are in the back of each chapter. They're all loaded in here. So you can see every question from the entire book in this area of the lab and be able to work extra problems or repeat problems for better efficiency or better understanding of those concepts. So for most students, they need extra repetition to do well on the exams. And the reason that is because with homework assignments, it's hard to complete a handful of homework problems and have enough practice of that material to really to know well enough to do good on the exam. So for example, time value money problems, you might work a couple of problems that are based on present value, and the homework, but then when it comes time for the exam, there's so many different ways to ask a present value of money question that it would be easy to get tripped up on an exam. So here is where you can get practice seeing questions asked in a variety of different ways to help you understand the material better and ultimately to perform better on the exams. So how do you get in to see the question? So really what you want to do is just click on all chapters. And from here, I'll just continue to use chapter 5, time value of money as an example. From here, once you click on the link for chapter 5, what it does is it brings up all the learning goals for this chapter, and all of the questions are, or the applicable questions to those learning goals are within that link. So for example, mixed streams, this has these sets of questions here that are applicable to mixed streams. But these again would be questions that are also after the chapter in the textbook. And all of the questions are algorithmic, or at least 99% of them are, so that every time you do an attempt at the problem, it's going to give you a different set of figures. So right now I have this set of figures, but if I rework the problem either after this attempt or later on down the road, it's going to give me a different set of figures to work with. So this is a really excellent tool to use to help increase your knowledge of the material, and again, ultimately to do better on the exams. So there's no requirement that you work in the study plan. It's really up to you to come in and work extra problems. You'll see too that since all the questions are in here, that means that your homework questions are in here as well. So when you go to your homework assignment and you scroll through your homework, so if you're in your homework link here, obviously they're not available now because this is an older set of assignments, but if you click on it, you'll be able to see which questions are assigned as homework. If you wanted to, especially if you run into some more complex or challenging problems for you, you could jot down those homework problem numbers, come into the study plan, and find them in here. So if one of our homework problems for the week happened to be problem 523, if you wanted to, you come into the study plan and work it as many times as you want to get a better understanding of it before you work the graded homework assignment. So again, there are always going to be different figures. So whether you work it once or 100 times here in the lab, you're going to get a different set of figures here. So this 19.5 will be a different number. Interest rate would be a different number. Maybe the term would be a different number. So these figures will be different. And then same thing when you go back to do your homework assignment problem that's graded, it's going to be the same situation and have a different set of figures. But you do get 2 homework attempts or 2 attempts at the homework problems. So this would be a more time-consuming process to try to come in here into the lab and work them all before the homework assignments. But again, if you run into a challenging question or one that you really get stuck on, you could pause, come into the study plan here, and utilize even the question help tools, like you could view an example. The same thing you would do in a homework assignment. You can do that all here in the lab too. You can view an example, you can ask for help, you can reference the textbook pages that it may be applicable to. So all these question help tools are here for you as well, just like they are on the homework. Okay, so that is kind of a brief rundown of the lab, and just to help you get acclimated to how to use this site. More than happy to answer questions for you, so don't hesitate to reach out to me if you have questions on using the lab or certainly course material as you move forward. I appreciate you listening, and good luck in the course.